Yes, let me tell you about this illegal treason, me being gay in lingerie at 6, and it starting with Tony Wins and Wendell Mason, and it just getting worse and worse and worse. Where did Patrick work, or who did he work for? Tony. Where did he go to college to get his precious degree? The Wesleyans. So for him to say that he does things the right way, yeah, right. So, how many goddamn times a day do I have to mention that I was raped and a victim of domestic violence only to listen to them complain about how I testify? How I try to make my statement, only for them to falsify it? Tina Jones Wallace, my exact words were, "My father died. I'm having a hard time. Patrick Boggs and Alfred Sims are having a dick measuring contest with Alfred growing cannabis, multiple plants, on the Boyd farm. All you all want to do is complain about my need for pain management. So shall I talk about Ryan Hull's naked body and Tina Jones Wallace's falsified statement? Shall I talk about how Comprehend used to force me to leave the room so they didn't have to document the human trafficking? And Deputy Gill's wife going from Stephanie Schumacher's drug peddling department to Comprehend. Huge thanks, Patrick, for doing things the right way. Now, shall I talk more about Mary and Donald Toller and Dravo Carmoose men at 5 p.m. and that bitch saying that my ass was hers and getting raped on that goddamn school bus? Oh, and let's not forget Deputy Mitchell's aunt, being the bus monitor right afterwards. Barb Mitchell. Like I stated, Mike and Tara Palmer don't always pay their rent on time. It's no offense to them. Everybody gets behind sometimes. If Mike and Barb and the kids want the privilege of using the farm with loaded firearms, sign the goddamn rental agreement and make sure the rent's paid on time. That's how that works. Don't have Deputy Mitchell coming out and saying this is this and that is that. Stand up and play. Screw fucking you. So, Tony and Charlotte live down near Pumpelly Plantation and Lisa Geary. Yes or no? Yes, people are letting me know more details of the story. It's not like I'm looking it up. That's the least I deserve, is to know what in the fuck they were actually doing. Shall I talk about Mr. Wallingford claiming I needed a friend and his goddamn date rape situation with John Mark Adams and Aunt Deborah Powell Walker in Prestonsburg? I plead the 19th. And they'll declare a what? As I said, they coached me to help cover their sick shit. Actually, I'm quite calm and collected until triggers show up. Not everyone is a trigger, however. Family members who covered their sorry asses for years. You know what Patrick Boggs told me about getting my stuff from Mason County? Due to the complaints you filed against me in my department, I suggest you call somebody else. I said, oh really? Well, let me tell you about Patrick and Christy Boggs' involvement in child porn, OxyContin sales, etc. I don't need that shit. They'll be collecting quite a bit of it as evidence anyway, also including Patrick Boggs. Oh well. So shall I talk more about how Miranda Rosenbaum and Matt Cassis pretended to be cops? Here's a picture of Randy's knee. Shall I talk more about Nick and Whitney and their goddamn drugs? See? Randy's knee. All symbolic. And that's what happens when I'm not focusing muscle control due to the neuropsychiatric damage. Totally undocumented by a bunch of fucking pervert physicians. As I said, I can remember Dr. Thomas Berger, Christ Hospital, grabbing my ass inappropriately that day before pushing me on down to touch my toes. I can remember Kelly Moss being inappropriate. But you know what, oh well. Shall I talk more about Matt Gerald's IT for Primary Plus at the downtown date rape bars? Catherine Swope, social work, being so drunk she fell off a bar stool, but working in social work in Kentucky now, if she still is. So shall I talk about how they put all these people into these state positions to help cover up that date rape shit? Oh well. Matthew P. Davis in nursing was another one that liked to frequent those bars. Tracy Baxter, now going into pulmonary with her family and the drugs and the beatings. And it just goes on and on and on. So while, Mr. Boggs was looking pretty for the fucking cameras for the Commonwealth of Kentucky, some of us were working our fucking asses off. That is not how the world is supposed to work, and it's not how it's gonna work. Patients suffering while pieces of fucking entitled shit get away with clean cannabis as a perk of being an employee. Shall I talk about Christy, Klebeck Boggs and cannabis? Simon and Lori and Bob and Gwen and those other friends of your all's? You should have followed due process protocol and instead of just signing off on it. No offense, but that's a real bitch move. So here are mine. As I said, so here are my bitch moves. Going all the way to Canada and all the way down to Mexico, too. If I read the literature correctly, Kim Razor, me totally lucid, owed me 30 seconds before signing that goddamn form. Oh well. So shall I talk more about Stockton's penis and his goddamn cum shooting on my face? That's uncalled for? I'll tell you what's uncalled for. These medical things covered up because of a bunch of fucking perverts. That's uncalled for. So, dipping my hand. Oh well. I like things nice and quiet too. Tourette's doesn't work that way. As I said, Kenton Pumpelly and Clay Boozer, they look good in nothing but their cowboy hats. Or shall I go into further detail about Carrie Cox trying to convince me I'm blind and that her Reiki lessons could teach her or could heal me? Honey, your name isn't Patrick or other badge wearers. So you must know the story too. And Marty Voyers with his AED. Oh, Shauna. How well do I know the Voyers? I hate to be so open. When Caleb was born, Shauna had to have whatever that new high-fangled thing was to stop the bleeding. That's how well I know the Voyers. What was it called? A B-Lynch or something? Battery's almost dead in this one. This is the portable one. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. I put a spell on you, and it was strong, so strong, so strong, so strong. Your wretched little lives have all been cursed because of all the witches working, and the worst. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. I have to watch my volume. Other people get offended. And it was strong, so strong, so strong, so strong. Your wretched little lives have all been cursed because of all the witches working. And the worst, I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. David and Rebecca, I'll get there soon enough.